This is the Revenge of the Show. Like and subscribe and all that stuff. Here I'm going to go see Ken's stuff. If you're a model builder or you got a good collection of something, get in contact with me. Let me know. Maybe I'll come over and I'll shoot your stuff. Like to see what everybody is liking. Anyway, thanks. Watch these great builds that this person has and enjoy. One of these days.
I'll get out of here.
You don't have to get out of here. This is quite a collection.
Kind of the way they designed the wing to fuselage joint is kind of a mitered fit, and I did a lot of sanding to get those miters to match the body. It wasn't a hard model. It's just everything's so big and long, and there was a lot of little white paint areas that took forever to touch up. Oop, a wheel just came off.
Did a wheel come off?
Yeah.
That's why I didn't want you to have to move.
Well, it's going to get glued on anyway, so I can flip it over.
I do. The only thing I don't like about it, whenever I mean, you probably know a trick, but after I open them up, they dry up so quickly.
Yeah, that tip dries up about every. And I don't know when it dries up. It just dries up, and then it's useless. And I cut the tops off loose.
Oh, they're super loose.
Yeah. Okay. This is going into the farm to get
some work done.
Yeah.
But it is badass. That's a badass. I forgot, who's the kit maker of this?
Trumpeter.
And you thought the build went fairly good?
Yes, it's just there's just a lot of plastic to glue together, and you just have to really make sure you get everything lined up because it weighs a lot. So
Collection, everybody. And this airplane here I showed you from, what was that, 2 years ago?
yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. This is like being at a model show. So what brand is this? What kit?
That is the old Airfix from 1982 or 3.
Wow. And how much scratch building did you do on this?
Well, I have the photographs. So do you want me to dust it once and then you photograph it?
If you want.
Yes.
All right, so you scratch built some of this stuff?
Yes.
The ladder, I bet you did the ladder too.
I did the ladder, the door, the flaps, the bomb bay. I think I actually put, if I remember, I put windshield wipers on it too, I believe. Can't tell. I don't remember.
Oh yeah, I see the windshield.
Okay, I don't have my glasses on, so I can't tell you that for sure.
Yeah, there's a couple windshield wipers on there.
Okay, yeah, there are. Okay, windshield wipers are on there.
Now I got a question for you. Did you do the cockpit?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I know it's there.
All right.
So if we drop it and break it, you'll see the
see
cockpit. Have you been to the UK yet?
No, I've been to Germany.
Which museum?
The museum in Munich.
Okay.
The Science Museum.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
So I forgot what they had there. It was a long time ago.
It over?
Yeah.
Ready to do a slow roll, aileron roll?
Sounds good.
There we go.
Wouldn't want to do that for real. And that's all scratch built in.
Yeah, that's a brass kit, and then for the bulkheads, and then all the piping is styrene and wire and anything that I could fit in there.
Wow.
And it even has, as you crawl up through there into the pilot's position, it has the fire extinguishers, the jump seat, everything is in there. On the doors, on the and the wiring in the wheel wells, all the brake lines.
Very cool. To get really dusty up here, how do you keep these models clean?
About 2 or 3 times a year I dust everything. They don't get horribly dusty.
No?
I think I have more problem with static electricity.
And what kind of brush do you use to?
I have one of those Tamiya brushes, that anti-static brush that I gently brush everything off with, and I do repair. I go through about twice a year and dust and repair things.
Yeah, I imagine it, especially, the wires, antenna. And stuff like that. That's just.
As plastic dries out, the glue tends to crack and things will come up here and a whole wing will have fallen.
Well, this is one that you did a while ago.
Oh, probably 30 years ago.
30-year-old build. It's still holding up, and I'd be proud to have bought it or built it. I'd be proud to, but look at that 6-pack.
Yeah.
That is the baddest 6-pack you'll ever see in your life. And the only surviving airplane is in Dayton, Ohio, and this is their exact plane, which is 20001. Look that up, and it's one of the tragedies of any Air Force thing that ever happened. All because they wanted a photo shoot of GE engine planes.
Tried to get as much detail on there as I could.
Could you imagine if they would have went ahead and produced these?
Well, they would have been silver because they were titanium and stainless steel.
And they would have been expensive as hell.
Special fuels they were going to use to
boron,
enhanced fuels that would have made them heinously expensive and actually just environmental biohazard by their very presence would have.
But it is an amazing aircraft with an amazing story.
Yeah, went off overnight, and I repaired it, repainted it.
Did you do any scratch building to this?
No, this is pretty much
straight up out of the box.
Yeah, just a little extra painting on the back to kind of make the LXR 99 engine look a little bit more realistic. Nothing. Yeah, this was a pretty basic build. Did probably 20 some years ago.
The first throttleable rocket engine, correct?
Mm-hmm. LXR 99, I think.
Yeah. And another one of the planes that you could see, I don't know if it's this tail number that's at the Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to look at my photos.
I'm pretty sure it's the fastest one, though. I'll post in the video the altitude and top speed of a X-15. I can't remember the exact number, but it's pretty high.
Yeah, it was like Mach 7. fix-it day. That's the thing. These dark planes get dusty straight out of the box.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that. Okay.
This is the testers.
Here's to the bottom. Oh gosh.
Well, the yeah. I love the way that you did the wheel wells. The way that the SR-71s are so unique.
And I've even got a little fuel stains on there too.
And all the camera stuff and the sensors and stuff like that on the bottom. Really, really cool.
Yeah, got a little dusty.
And there was no detail, if I remember, on this.
There was
inside
nothing.
there, right? In the wheel wells.
Nope, nothing. Yeah, it was a pretty basic little.
These T-38s are going to be disappearing in the next few years. Oh, that's that trainer that.
Yeah, I grew up around those T-38s. I have a long history with those.
What'd your dad do in the Air Force?
He did a couple things. He spent about 10 or 12 years in pilot training. So he taught.
He was an instructor?
He was an instructor in the Link Trainers. And then he went into management engineering after that for the last 6 or 8 years.
Well, I'll tell you though, that trainer, that Boeing, what are they calling the new trainer?
Yeah, I don't remember. I've seen pictures of it. Kind of looks like an Alpha Jet.
Yeah, it's just trouble after trouble. It's like,
Yeah,
come
it was
on.
supposed to be just the opposite.
Right. So did you see that video of the guy that bought supposedly Buzz Aldrin's Learjet?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, some guy bought it for $500,000.
Really?
They started it up. It's got it says NASA on the side, and for some reason they say it's Buzz Aldrin's. And so it's the same guy who bought that red Elvis airplane.
Yeah.
And so that guy just chopped off the wings of it. And then he tours it around. And he brought it to Elvis Presley's house. And the security over there told him to get it out.
Be 100 parts to it.
So this is a 1982 kit.
Yeah, something like that.
And a ton of scratch building.
So the build sheet, I don't have that with me. It went to Roscoe Turner with me, and it is a full paragraph of. But on this one, all the air brakes and the internal parts of the air brakes, the jacks were all built. The flamethrower can and the reverse thruster all scratch built, complete cockpit scratch built with air hoses and masks and ejection handles. All the hydraulics on the bottom of the plane are all scratch built. Got fully riveted, rescribed. All actually has disc brakes on it, and all the products go along with the disc brakes on the wheels.
Wow.
Yeah.
And who manufactured
This
this?
is an Eschi kit. Basically an Airfix. I think they Eschi picked it up from Airfix, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's get the bottom.
Okay.
Your decals go on so, I mean, you get them so flush.
I just used, decal set.
So how many coats of like varnish or
One.
one?
I usually use a spot gloss, and then a matte. So
And then the wheels, you did all that work in the wheel.
Yeah, there were only about 2 or 3 parts of the wheels, so everything you see there is pretty much scratch. Well, 90% of it is scratch built. These were pretty basic kits.
All right.
46, sorry.
We're at 46.
Yeah, this is a VVS plane.
The paint job is so cool, and so they painted like how many? Probably just a handful of these in this color.
Yeah, very few of them. It was something they didn't really put a lot of effort into.
And is this who made the kit?
ICM.
ICM.
1/48 scale. Okay, we've got the ancillary fuel cell on the bottom.
Wow. The weathering is, you do a good job with the weathering. You don't overdo it, and it looks perfect.
Thank you.
And this is the Recon version.
Mm-hmm. RD.
So, how long do you think these could stay at Mach 3? I think just a few minutes.
Well,
not even a minute. I don't.
Till the engines actually melted and fell apart.
From what I understand, yeah. If they were going after a SR-71, they were destroying the engines pretty much.
Yeah, actually, we do have the plane here that could intercept the SR-71. There's a full burner kit in there, all scratch built.
All scratch built. Yeah. All right. Out of there because apparently it's got a history that Elvis doesn't, at least the foundation doesn't want them talking about.
Because they were never taken care of. They didn't care if they matched. They just threw them on. A tank is a tank.
Yeah.
And
you want to turn it over?
Mm-hmm. I have the canopy in my hand. I can set it down and then put the canopy on it. I can take that canopy off and you can get in there and see all the...
And that's pretty much all scratch built, right?
Mm-hmm. It's not hard to scratch build. It's just the defoggers in the window and the fuel vents in the...
But so he's got I don't remember his YouTube channel, but he's got all these things where like this Learjet that he bought, and he just recently took the engine cowlings off it, and all these bees were in there attacking him. But I don't know what he plans on doing it. I don't know if he plans on flying it.
Take a lot of work to get there.
Yeah.
Getting a certification for it, thanks, no.